Hey you guys, this is Lissette here. Welcome to my channel. It is February and I did promise you guys that I was going to do a birthday set for each month. So February is Amethyst, the birthstone itself. So that means a lot of purples. And I really wanted to kind of incorporate this background right here. As you see, I'm pointing out all of the darker shades. So all of the products that I did decide to pull out for this nail design is more of that darker, deep purple color. So everything that I am pulling out, I am going to link in the description box. These are from Nail Reserve, those polishes. This is Marble Queen inks. That's from Dime Nails. I took out this gold foil and I ended up not using it, so ignore that. These sequences, I'm pretty sure I got these from Set's Nail Co. I will have her link below. Do have a promo code for her, so go check her out as well. But these are like squares and diamond pieces. I've never used those, so I was really excited to pull those out. I also took out some metallic flakes. I got these from Amazon and I'm not gonna lie, they are pretty pricey, but they're so pretty. I ended up getting pulling out like this purple one, and then the other two is like a purple and bluish pink iridescent color. They are, like I said, they are super pricey, but they are so pretty. You guys, this pearl powder, I used this so many times and I could not for the life of me figure out where I got it from. And then when I did this video, I flipped it over and bam, there is the name right on it. I felt so silly. Every single video I kept saying I had no idea where they're from, but they're from Savvylands and the number is right there. If I'm not mistaken, there's a number there. But yeah, so I got that from Savvylands. So that's like that pearl powder. It's like a blue tint. I got these glitters. Two of them are from her Halloween collection. That's from Valentine's Day, and that's from her spring collection. All of these are from Set's Nail Co. Like I said, I'm gonna have her link below. I have all of her glitters. They are amazing. They are so pretty, but I couldn't decide, so I ended up choosing all four of these. And then lastly, the last thing that I decided to pull out was Marquardt's polish. Now this is a really pretty purple shimmery color, but in the end, like, I ended up not using it at all. So this is all of the items that I intended to use for this video. There is going to be some stuff that I didn't use, but you'll see that as we go along. So yeah, we're just gonna jump in and get started with this nail look. So for the tips itself, I'm going in with the extra long stiletto nail tips. These are my fave. Of course, I already pre-measured my sizes, and I'm gonna go ahead and start gluing them down with my rubber base coat. Now for the rubber base coat, for some reason, I decided to apply the rubber base on top of the entire nail and then place the tip on top. I usually only add it to like that free edge part of the tip, that top part, and then glue it down. I don't know, I just felt extra and just applied it to the entire nail plate and then put the tip on top. Either way, it didn't really matter. As long as it sticks onto the nail, it's perfectly fine. But I just find using my rubber base coat is so much easier and faster for me versus using glue. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of those air dry glues. So yeah, this is my method. This is my system, using my rubber base coat to apply my full cover tips. I think is just better in my opinion. I did want to say you definitely want to go ahead and make sure you are prepping your nails prior to even doing this. I skipped it because I do have a peel off base coat. I like to save my nails after I physically, do these videos. I like to look back on all of my nail designs and physically have it in my face. So if you are not using a peel off base coat, definitely go in with all of your steps to prep your nails, and then you would go ahead and just glue these, glue your tips on. I did go in and file the side walls really quick. This is a 100-180 grit nail file. The little corners was sticking up slightly, so I did have to go in with this nail file and just make sure I bring those down, making sure they are flush with my nail plate. Now I did go in and just cleanse the surface of these nails because that rubber base coat left my nails sticky. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna do that again. I just wanted to try because I saw somebody do it that way. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to only applying it to that little free edge part and gluing them down like so. I did go back in with my rubber base coat and I applied that to the entire surface from top to bottom, and I did a full cure for 60 seconds. So straight after that, I took out the Nail Reserve polish. This is Black Coal. It's a really dark, deep purple, super pretty. I ended up taking out this blooming gel polish, and I applied the blooming gel polish on each nail. And I kind of just did a squiggly line. I didn't really need to do the entire surface. And then I went in with that purple polish, and I like smeared it in. And this is just going to make that purple polish like bloom out. So it was really pretty. And honestly, I wanted to start off with the design itself first because we're going to encapsulate. There's going to be a lot of layers, and when I mean a lot of layers that I'm going to be doing, and I'm trying to make this as super thin as possible. That's why I didn't put any kind of hard gel layer first, and I'm not trying to be perfect about this at all. It's pretty simple. It's kind of like, I'm not even gonna say self-explanatory because like I said, there's a lot of layers going on, but I don't think you can mess this design up at all. Like, I've done this design before, and the first time I did it, I was happy with it, but this time I am like ecstatic about how it came out. It is definitely a bump up from when I had first did this kind of look. But yeah, so once I did that, I did go ahead and I did flash cure. Actually, I flash cured for 15 seconds. And once I did that layer, I kind of felt like I needed another layer of that, so I went back in with that blooming gel polish, and I did the same thing, adding the blooming gel polish and then doing that little swirly thing with that dark purple, just kind of trying to fill in those little empty spaces. And like I said, this is nothing to be perfect about, but I just felt like it just needed a little bit more of that darker purple on the nail. So once I did that, I took out all of the glitters and the smaller glitter sequences that I'm going to be using. I ended up just opening it all up and just like having it laid out. And these glitters are so pretty. Like I said, I got these from Seth's Nail Co. and I do have a promo code, so I'll leave that link below. But if you are struggling to trying to find some kind of glitters, go to her website. They're super affordable and they are so pretty, and she has a good selection to choose from. But I ended up adding a really thin layer of my crystal clear Build Gel to the pointer nail. I ended up just doing this one nail because I wasn't sure how it was going to come out and like placement wise, so I had to give myself, you know, just a little test nail. So for the pointer, once I added that little wet layer, I did start going in with the larger pieces of glitter, which was like those square pieces and then that diamond piece. And then when I was happy with the placement, I did go in with those other, you know, mixed glitter pieces. Now I kind of tried to stay towards the darker section when I was adding these glitters, and I kind of wanted to leave the clear sections alone. So that was pretty much my guide when I was laying out these glitters. But once I did that pointer nail, I was super happy with it. I did go ahead and just flash cure that in place. And then when it came to the other nails, I just did the same thing across. What's cool about this also is each nail is going to be slightly different. The steps are going to be the same, but each nail is just a little bit different, you know, because like you can't get each nail exactly perfect, which I think is really cool and fun because like I said, each one has its own little unique thing going on. But once I end up laying all my glitter pieces across all of the nails, I do go ahead and do another flash cure for 15 seconds.
I know we don't get a sequel. No. Saying always come and ride with me. There's no time, it's like a present, go and fly with me. You and me, there ain't no limit past the sky with me. Saying rise with me, fly with me, vibe with me. Yeah. Put my people in the high life limelight. They gon' always be the highlight of my life. Everything I do is all for them. Ay. Anything I want, I cop for them. I want the best life, but ain't nothing gonna be right if you just left mine. You be playing for your life, you go and test mine. You don't have to understand me, no.
From there, I went in and I did another clear layer of Build Gel, and I'm doing this super thin. I just wanted to have a really smooth surface for the next step. But I just lay a really thin layer, and then I do go ahead and I cure that again for 15 seconds. Last minute, I took out this always required color. This is a hard gel color. I sell this on my website, but I took that in a brush and I just started dabbing it on. I wanted these nails to have like a little bit of like a cloud effect going on. So this is just another layer added. We are going on top of this with something else. So again, this doesn't need to be perfect, but I am just trying to make this a little bit more cloudy, a little bit more dull towards the middle section. And again, I do this across all of the nails, but once I was kind of happy with it, I did go ahead and cure it again for 15 seconds.
But if you in a circle, keep you close to each and every one you meet the most.
Now, I wasn't completely happy at that point with the white, so I did go in again with that blooming gel polish. I did a layer of that. I didn't cure it. I went in with the detail brush and I took that same white color and did like little veins across. When I did this, this is when I started to feel a little bit more confident and happy with the look. But just again, this is another layer added to the many layers. There's still going to be more layers added on top of this, so just bear with me. But honestly, I think every single layer maybe is not necessary, but every layer made me happy and made me feel a little bit more confident with this design. So I was happy with it at the end with how it came out, so I don't regret all the many layers. But once I completed this again, where I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do another cure for 15 seconds.
Like how am I supposed to find a wife? Yeah, I see that these women, they look fun to me, but that's the reason all the good ones run from me. How am I supposed to choose them? And this shit is so confusing. I just run around in circles, cause I'm never finding Cupid. I know I've been trying, but I'm losing control.
The next layer we are adding is a matte top coat. Now, I wanted to add some of the marble ink, but I couldn't do that straight on this. I do need that matte top coat. So again, this I'm kind of focusing more on those darker sections, because that's basically the only sections that I was thinking about adding the ink anyway. So I only added it to those darker sections, and again, I did just cure that. This actually cured for a full 60 seconds. So the Marble Queen ink is in the number 2, which is a really deep purple color. I added a little bit of that to around that cuticle section and then towards the tip, and then I took her brush, I dipped that in my nail cleanser and I kind of just moved it around a little bit. And again, I wanted these to be super dark, so adding this really helped, and this is just such a pretty easy kind of thing to do. This ink is actually by Dime Nails on Instagram, and somebody actually mentioned to me that she's not going to be selling these anymore. I don't know if she is not going to be selling them completely or she's just updating them into, you know, a different formula. I don't know what is happening with these marble inks, but I know she has them on sale and is while supplies last. So if you did want to get this specific one that I have, or the version that I have, go grab it now before they are gone, because I don't know if she's coming out with these again. Just a heads up.
Trying to level up, girls sending shots over. They be trying to set me up. Last time didn't work, chasing never get enough. This time is next time, and I still don't got better luck. That's true, play cool. I want you, only you. But your friend, yeah, she bad. Now I think I wanted to. Got the devil on my shoulder telling me to.
Again, once that is fully air dried, I go in with yet another layer. Surprising! This layer is the Crystal Clear Hard Gel. Once again, I'm adding a very thin layer of this, and I am not going to cure it. This is going to be uncured. This is basically just me adding a sticky layer because we're going to go in with some of those metallic flakes that I showed you earlier. So these metallic flakes are so pretty. They're Buy Me a Secret, but like I said earlier, they are pretty pricey. They go from like $10 all the way to $20, and I physically purchased a $20 one because I am bugging. I wouldn't mind paying a $10 one. Like I said, these are so pretty, but $20 is like a lot, and yeah, I'm that person. But anyway, I ended up taking the flakes and I stuck them right into that wet layer of gel, and I am taking the smallest amount. You honestly don't need a lot. As you see, I'm taking my little tool, and I am placing it right along the edges. That dark purple I'm placing right along the edges of the dark purple ink, and then you're going to see me pick up some of the other color, the other iridescent flakes, and place that more towards like the lighter sections. And I'm not trying to place this all over. This is literally just going to be hints of it throughout the nail, and y'all, this just made the nails, they are just so pretty. But again, once I completed that, I did go ahead and cure once again for 15 seconds. I almost forgot I did this again, but I went in with another layer of that blooming gel polish. I placed that all over, and then I went back in with the whites, which is always required, with my detail brush, and I added more veins to these nails. I'm really focusing towards the middle and kind of just making sure they're a little bit more defined this time. And then again, just cure it as I go.
I'm leaving, like it's falling the winglet. Always says like decisions just to please you.
After I cured it, there was still a sticky layer, and I felt like I just needed a little bit more glitter. So again, I just took some of that glitter, that purple glitter, and I just started sticking it right into that sticky layer of gel. Now remember, this gel is already cured, but it did like stick in place, which is good. So I didn't have to go in with another layer of gel if I didn't want to. So yeah, I just continued doing that, just like kind of like adding dashes of glitter here and there. At this point, I was more than satisfied with how the nails was looking, so I just went in and I just started encapsulating the nails. This is my crystal clear hard builder gel. I did, like I mentioned before in the other video, I did go ahead and warm up my gel with my coaster warmer. I wanted to make sure I had no bubbles, and just making sure that this gel was like extra flowy. Just helps ensure that I get no bubbles. So my coastal warmer, I do have it linked on my Amazon storefront, and that'll be linked most likely under nail tools and supplies. But if you are interested in let's say what kind of desk or filming I use currently, I do have all of those stuff linked on the Amazon storefront. Any kind of nail kit, storage systems, anything like for nail art that I use, even my small business supplies, I have it all categorized on my Amazon storefront, so you can go over there as well. Just check out all those little goodies that I currently use or have used in the past.
Yeah, we about to have a good day. All my people down the ride, turning up into the sky, that's fast. Yeah, I'm about to break it down, babe. I'll get everything you want, really, just to get a smile, real talk. Boy, I get it for my people. Oh, oh, oh. Well, I know we don't get a sequel. No, no, no. Saying always come and ride with me. There's no time, it's like a present, go and fly with me. You and me, there ain't no limit past the sky with me. Saying rise with me, fly with me, vibe with me. People in the high life limelight, they gon' always be the highlight of my life. Everything I do is all for them.
Now, when I did that, I did go ahead and I did a full cure for 60 seconds, making sure everything is fully hardened. And then I'm going in now with my nail cleanser. I'm just going to cleanse over the surface of these nails because we're going to go into filing. I always start off filing and shaping these side walls. I'm making sure these are extra straight, and since these are stiletto, I want to make sure these are super pointy. So this is my 100-180 grit nail file. So this is again me just filing these side walls, making sure they are super pointy and straight. I'm going in with my fine taper drill bit. I'm using this at 22,000 RPM. The drill itself that I am using, this is by Melody Susie. This is the pink and white one. I don't know if it's called MS5. I think that's what it's called. I could be wrong, but I do have a promo code for Melody Susie as well if you're interested in purchasing any kind of any product from Melody Susie. That'll also be linked in the description box. But from here, this is me just using the drill at 22,000 RPM. I'm going around that cuticle section. I'm going down the body, making sure everything is smooth. There's no lumps and bumps. Really trying to perfect these nails into shape. And since I am a lefty, I don't work in the forward position. On the drill itself, you're going to see like a R or a F. I always switch it to the R position, which is in reverse, because I'm a lefty. Working in reverse, meaning working from left to right. As you can see, that drill is going from left to right as I'm filing towards me. So that's the way I do it. If I was working on my opposite hand, which is if I'm working on my left hand, that's when I will go ahead and I will switch that drill into the forward position. Once I did all the filing, I'm just going to go ahead back in and I'm using my buffing block. This is a white buffing block. This is another thing that's on my Amazon storefront, but this is me just buffing over the surface, removing any kind of scratches that I may had caused either from that fine taper drill bit or the hand file. So as I was cleaning out the dust from my nails, I noticed like towards the top, I did kind of dig into like the glitter pieces, and there was like sections that I kind of felt like should be a dark purple. So this is me going in with another layer of that ink and kind of just focusing towards the top section. Now I kind of felt like I wish I should have did polish doing this part, because the ink ended up going all up in my cuticle section, you guys. So I did end up having to go back and just cleaning that out, but I really just wanted to make sure that around that cuticle section it was a dark purple. I didn't want it to get all up into my cuticle itself, but it's okay, it ended up working out in the end. Now I wanted to add that pearlescent powder to my nails, so I did go in with my shiny no wipe top coat and I did cure it in place. I only did this to the pointer nail because I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue with this powder. So this is me just testing out to see if I liked it or not. So I added a thin layer of the top coat, I cured it, I rubbed in that powder, and then I added top coat again to that pointer and then the nail next to it, which was the middle nail, and just to try to compare both, just to see what they'd look like. And this is me comparing both of them, and honestly the one without the powder looks so much better, so much more clearer. And it just looked way better than the one that had the pearlescent powder. I thought the pearlescent powder will make it look a little bit more, you know, unique and pretty. I just didn't like it, so I ended up just wiping it clean, removing that pearl powder, and I'm glad I did. Yeah, it was just not working for me. I really wanted to just wrap these nails up, put top coat, and call it a day, but honestly this is a birthday set, so I just needed to add that little extra oomph. So I added some of my gold charms, I took out my tanzanite box, bling box, which is a gorgeous purple crystal. I took out my bling it rhinestone gel, and then I only started to focus towards the top section. Now I wanted to add bling just to oomph these up a little bit, but I didn't want it to overpower the actual nails. The nails itself are gorgeous and I didn't want to cover it, but the cuticle section was driving me crazy because that purple went all up in there. So I ended up adding that gold bar and then some crystals right under it, and then I just left it as is, and then I did cure it in place. So this is kind of me hiding my little mistake, but it also just made the nails that much more prettier.
I'm so sick and tired of the way you just run. Say it takes two when you build that trust. I feel alone in the so-called love. I said, shawty, I'm done driving down this one-way road. Even with you, I'm alone. Trying to find my way back. When I move ahead, you stay back. Baby, I know we get lost. Love is always worth that cost. And God, I was playing my part. Now I have to cut that cord. I said, baby, I'm done.
Final step, you guys, we are going to finish these off with my shiny no wipe top coat and cure it for a full 60 seconds. And this is the final look, you guys. They are gorgeous. They look so dimensional. There's like a lot of 3D action going on. Honestly, looks like I have the galaxy right into my little nails. They are so freaking pretty. I am so pleased with these. You guys have no idea. I hope you February babies love it. They took a long time, but honestly, they are worth it. They are gorgeous. They are exactly how I want it. I do try to get you guys up close and personal just so you guys can see how much stuff is going on inside. So many layers to achieve this look, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep saying it. It was worth it. I love it. I hope you guys love it too. Please give this video a thumbs up, comment your thoughts on this nail look. Definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And if your birthday is next month, let me know. If your birthday is this month, let me know. Happy birthday to you, February babies. I'm excited for next month to come around and just see what kind of nail design I come up with. But if you want to see that too, make sure you guys are subscribed, like this video, and happy birthday to you, February babies. And I will see you guys in the next one.